Namaskar friends. Uddishtada Jagrada Praptavaran Nibodhada. These famous lines, which Swami Vivekananda always quoted in his speeches, is taken from the Katha Upanishad, the most famous dialogue between Yama, the god of death, and Nachiketas. What happens in Kathopanishad is that Nachiketas, a small boy, was gifted to the god of death by his father, who was a king. Nachiketas reaches the abode of the god of death and remains unfed, that is, not taking food for 3 days. So, god of death, the Yama, asks him to take some boons. He asks 3 boons, out of which the third one is so much important. Nachiketas insists upon knowing the self, that is Atman, and the knowledge which makes one free from the fear of death. Yama, the god of death, luring him to ask any other objects, lots of diamonds, lots of property, lots of material objects. But Nachiketas is unrelenting and he insists on knowing the secret about self, that is Atman. Therefore, the god of death, Yama, tells him there are 2 ways of life, Sreya and Preya. Preya are just ordinary human beings who follow the rituals of normal ordinary life and reach the death without knowing the self or Atman. Whereas Sreya is the path which is taken by very less the rishis and who know, who want to know the self by several austerities. Imagine the mind like the chariot, which is being driven by all the worldly outlooks, and the chariot reaches the death without knowing what is the reality, that is unmanifest, or the Purusha behind all living beings. To knowing this Purusha, which is beyond the unmanifest, and beyond Purusha is nothing. Beyond the objects is mind, beyond the mind is intellect, beyond the intellect is unmanifest, beyond the unmanifest is Purusha, and beyond Purusha is nothing. That is the ultimate Atman self. To know the Atman self, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is achieved, is what the Katha Upanishad is about. Brahman is being projected as a tree, and the branches is the reflection of Brahman in every being. The person who has known the Brahman understands this being present in every living being. Those who has known about his self will perceive every living object as equal. This is the crux of the Katha Upanishad, and knowing this, one is freed from the fear of death, that death is just the impermanent, that is the temporary mortal shedding of the mortal coil from one object to another, this journey of the soul from one body to another. No one is grieving, no one should grieve about death, is what the Katha Upanishad is all about. This is being divided into 2 chapters, and 3 sub-chapters are there, that is vallis are there. It's a very beautiful Upanishad from which lots of quotes are every day taken and used by very intellectual persons in the world. Try a reading of the Katha Upanishad so that the fear of losing anything or fear of even death is being removed from the minds of everyone.